When it comes to anime psychology, some characters are easy to understand and some are just completely misunderstood or misread. Let's look at Kinji Hakari. On the surface, he's easy to misunderstand, right? He's like the delinquent, he's a rule breaker, he doesn't understand or doesn't get along with the higher ups. He even actually attacks some of the higher ups. He runs a fight club, but that's just aesthetic, that's the mask. But deep down, Hakari's psychology is one of the most fascinating in the whole series of Jujutsu Kaisen because everything he does is driven by a specific mindset. He doesn't just take a risk, he needs them. What does that mean? Well, Hakari lives for what he calls the heat, not just excitement. I'm talking about the feeling when something's on the line, when the outcomes isn't guaranteed, when things could go very right or very wrong. That's where he feels most alive. Most people, they try to avoid this feeling. They want like easy predictability and they want stability and control. Hakari does the opposite. He leans towards uncertainty because if things are too safe or too predictable, it's too boring for him. It's almost like nothing's really happening. So instead of avoiding chaos, he builds his entire life around it. He's like a high-level gambler, and I don't mean that in a dumb way or a reckless way. Hakari understands risk. He knows he can lose, but he plays anyway. Why? Because for him, the best part isn't even winning. It's the moment before you find out what happens, the tension. That suspense, that's what he's pretty much addicted to. That this could go either way feeling, that is what he's really addicted to. And his domain expansion is literally a slot machine. That's not just a cool ability, that's his psychology turned into a power system. Here's the twist though, he's not out of control. This is where people get it wrong. Hakari looks chaotic, but he's actually under control the whole time. Think about it. He created the system. He understands the odds. He chooses when to step into risk. That's not someone spiraling. That's someone who said, if life is unpredictable anyway, I'm going to decide how to experience that. Basically, it's control unpredictability, and that's really a powerful mindset. Where most people would break living like this, the constant risk and constant uncertainty, that's exhausting, but Hakari, he's built for it. He doesn't panic when things go wrong. He doesn't even freeze or he doesn't even hesitate because loss doesn't scare him the same way it scares everyone else. To him, losing is just part of the game. If more people in life understood that, but what matters to him the most is if the moment had intensity. And that's why he's so dangerous in fights. Mentally, he's already comfortable where everyone else is struggling. And Hakari doesn't just hate rules for no reason. It's deeper than that. Systems like Jujutsu higher-ups are structured, predictable, and controlled. And for Hakari, that feels suffocating. Because he removes the one thing that he values most, uncertainty, that's why he creates his own space with the Fight Club. And it's not just rebellion. It's building a world that matches how he thinks that life should feel like. And at first, Hakari seems overconfident, like almost delusional, but listen closely, his confidence isn't. I'm definitely going to win. It's whatever happens, I'll deal with it. That's completely different level of mindset, and he doesn't need guarantees to move forward, and that's why he can take risks other people wouldn't even consider. Now here's where things get interesting because people who choose intensity like Hakari usually aren't doing it just for fun. A lot of the time, it's because normal life feels dull and flat, like nothing really hits, so they look for extreme situations to feel something real. And Hakari kind of gives off that energy. It's like he needs those high-stake moments to stay grounded, which makes him not just cool, but a little bit tragic too. Because when everything is calm, a lot of people look strong. When things go chaotic, that's where almost all fall apart. Hakari is the opposite. The more unpredictable the situation gets, the more he locks in. Because that's his comfort zone. And he turns every fight into a gamble, and he's the only one at the table who actually likes the odds. Hakari's entire mindset comes down to this. Life only matters when there's something on the line. That's it. That's the core of who he is. Hakari isn't just a wild, reckless character. He's someone who chooses to live in uncertainty and turn that into his strength. While everyone else is trying to control outcomes, he's the only person who's completely okay not knowing what's going to happen next. And honestly, that's what makes him so dangerous. Thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Peace.